Auto Reverse is filmed in front of a live studio audience.
Auto reverse.
And welcome back to another episode of Auto Reverse, the show where we do a deep dive into hip-hop's most influential mixtapes. I'm your host, DJ Ryan Fresh. And before we get started, I wanted to give a correction. In the last episode, the 1200 Hobos, I erroneously referred to them as being a Cleveland group. They are actually from Cincinnati. I knew that. I made a mistake, and I deeply regret the error. 1200 Hobos from Cincinnati, Ohio. Today's episode is a very special one for me personally. We're going to talk about Conception Records' Walkman Rotation mixtape compilation that was done by World Famous Beat Junkies, J-Rocc. Being from Seattle, Conception Records definitely had a huge impact on me, particularly since I was a teenager when they were on the rise. Other local compilations such as 14 Fathoms Deep, Do the Math, Classic Elements, among many others, definitely made me aware of Seattle hip-hop and what a large talent pool it was at the time. With Conception Records, I felt like I was there on the ground up. As I talk about in the video, I was a part of their street team when I was 16 years old. And because of that, I got to meet a lot of the heavy hitters who were involved in Seattle's hip-hop scene at the time. So it really holds a place in my heart. And as far as the mixtape's host goes, J-Rocc, I mean, what can you not say about him? He is world-renowned. He is known for breaks. He is known for being like one of the best mixers of all time. And not to mention that he is also a member of the World Famous Beat Junkies, as well as the occasional instructor at the Beat Junkies Institute of Sound, which, if you haven't been, I highly recommend you check it out if you're in the LA area. There's so much to get into today, so let's get started. Here we go, DJ J-Rocc and Walkman Rotation from Conception Records.
Well, right about now, Walkman Rotation is now coming to a close. So, the tape is almost done, the CD's almost done. Whatever you got this on and you're bumping it, you need to get up or turn it over and replay it, just in case you ain't got auto reverse. And by the way, just in case you don't know who this is and you don't know who did all the mixing on this, it's J-Rocc, or otherwise known as J-Rocc, representing the World Famous Beat Junkie crew.
As we've talked about in the past, mixtapes were a great conduit for getting music out there, particularly for smaller labels. If you look at the top indie record labels of the time, Rawkus, Blackberry, they all had label-driven mixtapes. Hell, even majors like Loud and Def Jam got into the space with Funkmaster Flex and DJ Clue, respectively. Walkman Rotation is one such release. Focused on the Conception Records roster and mixed and hosted by World Famous Beat Junkies' funky president J-Rocc, this is a mixtape that I feel is sadly overlooked, which is why we're putting the spotlight on it for this episode. Maybe it's the regional bias in me, but I couldn't think of a stronger roster of artists than Conception Records at the time. There was a lot of talent, all of whom were shepherded by Mr. Supreme, aka Supreme LaRock, DJ Sure Shot, and Strath. The former two made up the group The Sharpshooters, a Seattle staple whose grooves wouldn't feel out of place on Giant Step Records. In the previous Conmen episode, we talked a bit about Supreme's incredible reputation for being a world-class record collector and DJ, but Sure Shot was no slouch either. In high school, I was on the Conception Records street team and probably had the most contact with Strath, though I always felt that both he and Supreme were giving people, particularly to new jacks such as myself. I remember buying the Diamond Mercenary single at Orpheum Records, and that was my first taste of what I would hear on Conception and what would shape Walkman Rotation. J-Rocc is a DJ with the kind of pedigree that doesn't need any introduction, but we'll try to get it in a paragraph. Well-skilled DJ, member of the Beat Junkies, often collaborates with the likes of Peanut Butter Wolf and Madlib, collaborated with Dilla, served as a touring DJ for Black Star, another key master of breaks, and is one of two people to hold the title Funky President, the other being the late, great James Brown. J-Rocc seemed like the most natural fit to helm this mixtape. His mixing style is flawless, and he has a reputation to be able to rock random doubles with ease. His style is tailor-made for this mix, yet he wasn't the first choice to rock it.
B-Mello was a very good friend and doing good in the mixtape game at the time, so he was obviously my number one choice to do it. But he was being rather difficult with the business side of it, and the clock was ticking, so J-Rocc was my second choice, and he delivered.
And deliver J-Rocc did. Check out the doubles he rocks on Eclipse and RC's opener, the aptly titled World Premiere.
I'm saying Eclipse. MCs out there, what? You best stand clear. AR Eclipse is a world premiere. MCs out there, what? You best stand clear. AR Eclipse is a world premiere. MCs out there, what? You best stand clear. AR Eclipse is a world premiere. We put it down for a town in your atmosphere. AR world man.
Yeah, I keep rhyming to mines, it's the fader. Lyrical navigator, yes, I be the sailor. Yeah, I keep rhyming to mines, it's the fader. Lyrical navigator. Yeah, I keep rhyming to mines, it's the fader. Lyrical navigator, yes, I be the sailor.
J-Rocc just took some random records he had and cuts it up. Just kills it. Mouths were dropped. We were like, who's this guy? Like, damn, this guy's killing it.
The song selection on Walkman Rotation is top-notch. From the San Diegan delivery of Cutfather on his bi-coastal street anthem No Introduction / No Intro DZ, to Samson and Swift's almost subtle DJ Shadow diss Watch Your Words, to Supreme's fire track Any Last Words, which definitely uses a Lynn Christopher sample. Walkman Rotation came out soon after other groundbreaking Seattle label compilations like 14 Fathoms Deep, Tribal's Do the Math, and Jasiri's JMG Project. Yet, Conception also had distribution through Sub Pop / ADA. Coupled with Supreme and Sure Shot's notoriety, it was primed to be the definitive Northwest mixtape.
Our goal was to release quality hip-hop. We were a record label and it was about releasing good music, whether it was from Seattle or Canada or wherever we found it. We were just doing what we do. There was no pressure at all, we just wanted to do it right.
Yo, check it out, y'all. Where's the 206 at? You know what I'm saying?
Where the 206
I'm representing the 206.
at?
Where's the 206 at?
Where the 206 at?
You know what I'm saying?
The most anticipated.
Conception records.
I love to see cars confusing while playing my shit.
Listening to musical e-plots brought by the funky president J-Rocc.
J-Rocc.
World Famous Beat Junkies.
My chemistry's lethal.
Where the boom goes crack.
Conception Records is a label that, to me, is timeless. If you listen to Walkman Rotation or the Grassroots Passage Through Time album, or any other single that came out on the label, it could easily find a place in today's incredibly diverse hip-hop world. Yes, there are elements that are of its time, but the fact that very little of Walkman Rotation's sonic offering is dated says a lot about how special the mixtape is, from its host, J-Rocc, to the numerous MCs who surely killed it on their respective tracks. Even the concept of a label mixtape, while it seems like it's removed from time, at least has a business-primed reason for still existing. When I asked Supreme about whether label mixes and comps could live in 2019, he had this to say.
Yes, most definitely. Labels would dump tons of money into promoting, but when DJs started putting the songs on mixtapes, it was like free promo.
And once again, it's another episode of Auto Reverse coming to a close. I want to thank you guys for joining me today. The next video will actually be a special episode. Not that this one isn't special, but one that is adjacent to Auto Reverse, but not necessarily a mixtape that we're going to cover. So I guess you'll just have to wait and see what that is. And as per usual, I am available for booking over the next few months. You can hit me up here. And you can also find me at any one of these social media platforms. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you like what you see, like the videos, make a comment. You know, let me know what other mixtapes I should cover. But I would love to hear your input on what other kinds of videos I can make, what can I do to make this channel grow, and, you know, just really capture those moments of DJing that, you know, some of us miss, some of us might not know of. But either way, you know, just looking at it from a educational and entertainment level. But that's it. I'm getting super long-winded, so I'm DJ Ryan Fresh for Autoreverse, and I'll check you guys later. Peace.